The Lolo Body Bar by Barmaids is an addictive and oh so decadent head-to-toe moisturizer made with all natural skin-loving butters and oils. This amazing bar is most definitely one item that belongs in every fiber artist's stash. Working with yarns and fibers can be so rewarding even while it steals your moisture and leaves you raw. Lolo by Barmaids is luxurious, creamy, smooth, and so good for your skin. It's easy to use, and there's never any leftover residue that could destroy your latest masterpiece. Protect and soothe your capable, beautiful, creative hands. Trust me, just try the Lolo Bar. The results speak for themselves. Hi, my name is Tina, and welcome to Knitting Blooms. Today is Saturday, August 25th, and this is episode number 69. So welcome to the show, and thank you so much for stopping by to watch today. And all the cats are down here already, and Mickey is already scratching on the post. They have had their snack though, so I think they're all just getting settled in to relax while I'm down here talking. Anyway, I have enjoyed my morning today with another fire in the fire pit. Some of you probably saw on Plurk last Sunday that I sat out at the fire pit for a number of hours last Sunday, and it was just so nice. I ended up using up all the wood, and then we had to go back out and get more wood. I didn't use any of that new wood on Sunday, but I saved it, and I used one of the bundles that I got from Lowe's. I think we picked it up, or Home Depot. And I used one of the bundles this morning along with some kindling that I realized we had. Last week I had started the fire without kindling, and it was really difficult. And I had to go and pick up sticks in the yard, and then this weekend when I went looking for the wood that my husband put away, I found that we had a whole bunch of kindling, but when I asked him to get the wood out last weekend, he just got the wood out. He didn't get the other stuff. Anyway, so I did that this morning. It is much hotter today and this weekend than it was last weekend. Last weekend it was quite cool. I think it was around 55 degrees last weekend in the morning when I went out. And I think I went out about a half hour later than I did this weekend. And this weekend it was almost 70 degrees when I went out at 7 o'clock this morning. So I didn't stay out there that long. I only put a couple of logs on the fire, and like I said, I only used the one little bundle, which I think was only 4 decent sized pieces of wood. But I enjoyed my time out there. I did a little bit of knitting this morning, which was nice. But now I'm moving on to the rest of my day, which really the rest of my weekend, I kind of dubbed this weekend the relaxing weekend, because as many of you already know, we've been doing project after project after project around the house every weekend for I don't even remember how many weekends. So I had decided on, I think it was Wednesday, that this weekend just needs to be a weekend to relax. No major projects. I mean, yeah, we'll do things around the house, but nothing major. You know, your normal weekend around the house chores kind of thing. But no major projects. We did finally hang the TV this morning, but that took 15 or 20 minutes or whatever. Steve had it all ready. It was just a matter of picking it up and putting it up on the mount. But I'm hoping that the rest of the weekend still remains a relaxing weekend. If it's not too warm tomorrow morning, I am planning on doing another fire pit. However, it's pretty hot today. Steve went outside a little bit ago, and it was only about noon or so, and it was already like over 90 degrees. So I don't know how cool it's going to be tomorrow morning. and how early I would have to get up in order for it to be cool enough for a fire pit. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I don't have a lot of knitting to show you today. I made significant progress on a couple of my projects, but there was no like revelations or anything new to share with you about the projects. I will show you the projects, but is just working through them and doing them. But I do have a lot of new apps to talk to you about on the phone. This week I got back to listening to some audio podcasts. I have been listening to audio podcasts throughout. However, I'd have to remember to download them on my phone. I don't hook up to iTunes all that often, so they don't automatically download. But I do have them on my phone, and I can go to iTunes on my phone and download them. But they're not automatic on my phone. So I would always forget to go and download them. But I went back to using, I think it's called Pocket Cast. It's an app that I had originally purchased, or originally got. I don't think I purchased, I think it was free. It's called Pocket Casts. But I originally got it when I had my Android phone because I couldn't get my iTunes library on my phone. So in order to be able to listen to podcasts on my Droid, I got this app so that I could download the podcasts. Well, when I got my iPhone, I figured, well, I don't need this app anymore because I have my iTunes library and I can just download my podcasts onto my iTunes library and then sync them to my phone. But like I said, I don't sync to my library very often. Crystal, leave him alone. You don't need to bother him. Come over here. Yes, I know. Come up here and talk to me. Come here. Come here. Come on. Crystal wants to bother Mickey all the time. I'm not sure why. Anyway. So when I got my iPhone, like I said, I figured I would just sync to my iTunes library and I wouldn't need the app. Well, like I said, I don't sync to my library because I have my iTunes library on an external drive and I have to plug it in and then sync it, and it's not as easy as if it's on my computer all the time. But like I said, I could also go to the iTunes on my phone and download them. But Pocket Cast, what's nice is that it will automatically download or automatically let you know that there's a new episode, and you can stream it right on your phone or you can download it and then listen to it. I usually just stream it, but if you have a limited data plan and you're not in a Wi-Fi area while you're listening to it, you may want to download it in a Wi-Fi area and then play it, when you're not in the Wi-Fi area. I have unlimited data on my phone, so it doesn't matter to me one way or the other. So again, that app is called Pocket Casts, and I've been catching up on all of my audio podcasts. In fact, this morning when I did plug in my iTunes library to my computer, I realized that there was a few more audio podcasts that I listened to that I have forgotten to put on that app. So I'm planning on going through my iTunes library on my computer and making sure that all of my audio podcasts are on my phone now. Another app that I came across, Sims Free Play. I don't know how this has slipped past me. It is an app for the mobile phones. I think it's both on iPhone and on Droid. It's a Facebook app, but you can only play it on your mobile device. And you don't really need Facebook. The only thing you need Facebook for is to have neighbors. And so far, I'm finding that having neighbors is not that huge of a thing. I mean, if you got mega points or something from it. You do get presents every day for having neighbors, but it hasn't been significant. I mean, we're talking like I'd open up, there's packages that you get, and you open up a package and it might be $25 or $50 or $100 or one lifetime point. Nothing majorly significant. So if you like Sims and you want to try it, you don't necessarily need to be on Facebook and have friends, but we'll see. Maybe, I mean, I just really started playing this game, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, and so I don't know, maybe I'm missing something of the whole neighbors thing, but I've been playing that game non-stop, and it's very much like Sims, the computer game, except there's no free will. For those of you that don't play Sims, in Sims, when you are not controlling your Sim, you can set the free will to whatever you want it to be. And I usually set my free will to high, so when I am not controlling my Sims during the game, they are off doing whatever they want to do. So if a Sim particularly likes to read, and I'm not saying specifically go out and pick the apples from this tree, they might go and pick up a book and start reading. Or if they like to paint, maybe they'll go and start a painting or something. But in The Sims Free Play, there's basically no free will. If you're not telling them what to do, they might just go sit on the couch or sit on a bench, but they don't do whatever they want. And in the real Sims games on the computer, you have to manage their bodily functions, I guess. So if the Sim has to go to the bathroom, you have to send them to the bathroom. But if you're not controlling the Sim in the computer game and you have free will set to high, the Sim will automatically, when they realize that they have to use the restroom, they're going to go to the bathroom by themselves. If they realize that they're hungry, they're going to go and get something to eat by themselves. But in this game on the phone, like I said, there's no free will. So if you leave your Sim for too long, they pee themselves, they don't eat, they get very upset. And I started a game on Steve's phone because I wanted to see what the neighbors were all about. So I signed up on Steve's phone so that I could befriend myself and be a neighbor. So I had a game going on his phone and a game going on my phone. And I didn't play that game anymore. I just kind of left it there, and then I went back to look at it today, and I realized that my Sims had peed themselves. There was a bit of puddles all over the place where they had gone to the bathroom, and they didn't do anything. So they're all walking around with shoulders hunched, and if I tell them to go to the bathroom now, they're just walking around, like kind of woe is me. So I'm realizing that it's a kind of a game that you have to keep on top of. But it's fun. We'll see how long I stay addicted to it. I was addicted to Farmville for the longest time, and I haven't played it in a long time. Until today, I got back on and I played it today. But we'll see how long I stay addicted to the Sims Free Play app. Another app that I found is an app called Home Routines. And I found this app because my house, like I said, because of all of the construction and everything that we've been doing, it's kind of been in disarray. And the normal cleaning routine has kind of gotten out of whack. And I just needed to get back on track. And for the longest time, I kind of have used a modified cleaning routine to the Fly Lady. And if you don't know who the Fly Lady is, you can go to flylady.net and check it out. She basically gives you easy, simple ways to keep your house company ready all of the time. And I've like I said, I've been using that program, a modified program of that, for a long time, and it's worked out well. But then there's sometimes I'll fall off and I'll stop doing it, and then things will get out of control, and then I'll get back on and I'll use the program again for a few months and everything will be back to normal. But what it is a program. It's like it's a routine that there's certain things you do in the morning, there's certain things you do in the evening. There are, each week you focus on a different part of your house. Because if you look at your home as a whole, let's say if you haven't done any cleaning or your house is cluttered and you haven't done anything for a few months, when you look at the house, you think, oh, you're just so overwhelmed with, where do I begin? How do I get from where I am now to a clutter-free, clean home? And it takes a long time. You have to be diligent. I mean, it's just Steve and I here, but our desks in our office get out of control fairly easily. The kitchen table will get out of control if we don't stay on top of it. And what's nice about this fly lady is that there's kind of, she has like it laid out for you to say, okay, in the morning you're going to, I'm just going to look at this routine. Now this home routines is not done by Fly Lady, but it goes along the same principles, and it kind of has it set up kind of like how she has it. So like, let's say for instance, morning routine would be to check your calendar, see what the day's events are, clean up the breakfast dishes, wipe down the counter and the table, swish and swipe, which is wipe down the counters in your bathroom and swish out the toilet bowl. If you do this daily, there's not much to do on a weekly basis, for your bathroom. Because really, you wipe down the counters, you wipe down the sink, you wipe down the toilet, and you're good to go. But you do that daily. Clean out the dishwasher and hot spots and stuff, laundry. I add my own things to the list, just so that I can have a checklist to say, oh, I did that. So I have feed the cats and clean out the cat litter, and what else did I add to this? I think I added more things to the evening. And then there's the evening routines, which are pretty much the same. Collect the dirty laundry, shine the sink, meaning in the kitchen, when you go to bed, your sink should be clean and sparkly and nothing in it. Start the dishwasher. Again, I've got clean the cat litter, feed the cats, wipe the table and bench, empty the garbage. I mean, it just gives you a checklist that's every single day. So those are things on the daily checklist. And then you have your focus groups. Like this week, the focus is my bedroom and one other bedroom. And it gives you, and so your main cleaning time is focused on just those two rooms. And then that's for this week, and the next week it's another 2 rooms. So you're always cycling through, and you're not trying to tackle the entire house at one time. So for instance, the zone cleaning, there's clean the cobwebs, clean the windows and the windowsills, dust the baseboards, dust the furniture, tidy the floor, clean the bedside table, rotate the clothes, air the pillows. Just those kind of things that sometimes don't get done on a regular basis. Now some things, I mean I almost always dust the bedroom, and but the dusting the baseboards, that's things that if you don't think about until you see that they're caked with dust, you don't think about doing them. But once a month, this is like a reminder to do it once a month. And same thing with the cobwebs and the windowsills and stuff like that. So this app, it just gives you everything right in the palm of your hand on your phone. And I believe it is also for Droid or Android phones. And what's nice about this app is that you can modify the lists. If you have your own morning routine that you want to do, you can edit and change things and delete things that are on it and add your own things, and same thing with the evening. And then there's the weekly tasks of, just your general sweep and mop, clean the bathroom, dust, what have you. So it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of a way just to get your whole house clean without feeling overwhelmed about doing it. So I found this app this week just because I was trying to get back on the Fly Lady schedule because the house has been so crazy and out of control. I mean, it hasn't really been out of control, but it just feels like it's out of control because there's so many rooms that are still in disarray. But I like it because before I always tried to find a way to print out sheets and do checklists, and that just causes more paper, and then I've got things on the counter. Now it's all on my phone, which is awesome. And the last thing that I've been doing this week, I have been taking another Craftsy course, and I am loving it. The course I'm taking is the Lace Design course, and I think it's done by Miriam Felton, and she's amazing. I watched a few lessons, and then she kind of gives you a little bit of a homework segment that you have to go and you have to chart a piece of lace, and well, I must have picked a difficult piece, a difficult pattern to chart, because when I went to chart it, I couldn't figure out why things weren't lining up, and because you chart it in a rectangle shape and then you have to chart it in a triangle shape, and I was trying to do that, and then if I had just gone over to the next lesson, I would have realized what I could do to fix my problem. But I have to, that would be the dehumidifier that's going. But I have to say that the Craftsy platform is amazing. You can ask the instructor questions right on the platform. So I've asked 2 questions so far, and I think it's been like within 24 hours she's gotten back to me with the answer, and it's just fabulous. And I'm already working on my first lace design. I have the first part of it done. I need to basically do a sample, try and test it out to make sure that when I'm knitting it, that it makes sense and that I like the way it looks, because the way a lace pattern looks in print and the way it looks on fabric are 2 different things. So I want to test it out, and I still have to come up with some kind of a border or something as well. So I'm working on that. I mean, I've gotten a lot further than I was a week ago. All day Sunday I worked on this, and all day, or a good portion of Monday. And I was really getting frustrated by Monday, and that's when I finally decided I need to ask the question because I am really struggling with this. And so I asked the question on Monday, and I got an answer by Tuesday, and by Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday morning, it finally clicked. And I finally had an aha moment, and I'm like, oh, that's just what I needed. So I think things will move along a little bit easier for me from now on. And yeah, so I might be designing some lace shawls soon. So if you haven't checked out Craftsy, go check it out. They have a ton of classes. Now I think I have like 8 classes that I've paid for or I've signed up for. I think there was a couple of free ones. But there's been a number of ones that I've paid for that I just haven't watched yet. But I'm going to try and get through those because they are really good classes. Okay, now that I've rambled for almost a half hour, 25 minutes almost, let's start talking about some knitting. Like I said, I did do significant progress on some projects. I did not work on the Effervescent socks again, or the Fornicating Reindeer. I'm kind of going by, I look at my project page, and the way I look at it is this. Okay. So here are my projects, and I list them by most recent. So the most recent is up here at the top. Oops. Okay, and that's the bubble afghan that I have a picture of. Then I have the fall mystery shawl, which hasn't been started yet. My mom's socks, the Fantasia mystery knit along, the fornicating reindeer, effervesce, and ishbeg. And this is my sock yarn blanket, but we know that's a long-term project, and I'm going to go this way because I can't hold it up as high with my left arm. But we know that the sock yarn blanket is a long-term project, and I am not worried about getting that done right away. So I figure I've got a niche bag here. That's going to be the next project that I try and get finished. And then I have effervesce, which is the next one. And I'm just going to keep working my way backwards to focus on getting a specific project done. So right now my goal is to finish a niche bag. As soon as the niche bag is finished, I'm going to start working on getting the effervesce socks done. And I think now I've got some kind of a color correct. I don't know. Anyway, so then the effervesce socks are going to get going. This is not to say that I'm not going to cast on new projects, but my focus will be trying to get some of these older projects completed, even if I am intersplicing some new projects in there as well at the same time. So let me get right to showing you these projects. So in ishbeg, I did work on the front, and actually I thought I was going to have this completed this week, but on Thursday when the next clue came out for the Fantasia Mystery Knit Along for Fiddle Knits, I kind of decided that I just had to do that. And I started it on Thursday. I got frustrated and struggled with it a bit, and then finally, I think it was Thursday night, I sat down and really paid closer attention to it. No. Yeah. And I was able to get I was finally able to figure out where they were going with it, and I got some started. But in ishbeg, here it is. There I was last week, way down there. And I've gotten this much more done. I have cast off for the sleeves, and you can see that there's some decreases there on the side. I haven't got too far up the front after the sleeve decreases, but it's coming along. I think that this project will be done this week. Whether it will be seamed is maybe another story, but I'm trying to decide. I know it's better to block your pieces before you seam them, but I'm kind of lazy, so I don't know if I'm going to block it before I seam it or not. I'll probably decide the day that I take this piece off the needles. If anybody has a suggestion, I guess I didn't realize I was that close. If anybody has a suggestion on why I should block before I seam, I'd love to hear it, because I know it's probably a better practice to block before you seam, but why can't I just block it after I seam it? Because really, when I wash it, I'm going to have to reblock it while it's put together anyway, so what difference does it make? I don't know. So that's in ishbeg. And I also made some decent progress on the preemie blanket for the 3 Stitches podcast. They are doing a preemie blanket drive until October 14th, and you can get all of the information in the show notes. And but you do have to, if you're going to do this, you have to send them the blanket to be entered to win a prize. But here is my progress, and I am doing just the bubble afghan, a pattern that is free that I wrote up a while back, and you can see my marker in the yellow section. and I've done that much more. And I did that all, did I do that all in one night? No, I think I did it in 2 nights. What I've been trying to do is work on it a little bit in the evening when we're watching shows and so forth. And I'm just using the white, the plain white, and also the variegated white and yellow. That's why the white and yellow section, this yellow section has bits of white in it. But I think it'll be fine. It's going to be for a preemie baby, and it could work for a boy or a girl, and it will just have a little bit of color in it. And I've also been thinking about which one I'm going to make next, because I have so much baby yarn that I don't really have people having babies right now. So I would like to get some of this out of my stash if possible. So that's coming right along. Like I said before, I love this bubble Afghan pattern because it is so simple. It's so mindless, at least for me, because I wrote the pattern, so I don't have to really think about it. I don't have to follow along. And I like that it has just a little bit of texture, you know, with the little bobbles. It's so easy. These bobbles are so much easier than knitted bobbles, let me tell you. But go and check out the pattern, because you might find that you like it too. So that's the bubble blanket, and then I have the Fantasia mystery knit from Fiddle Knits. Now, if you don't want to see the progress, look away. But I did not finish the second clue yet. I'm a little bit less than halfway through the second clue, and I tried to have it done. And if I had worked on this project this morning, I would have had more of it done. But instead, I worked on my mom's socks, which I'm not showing you today because they're plain stockinette, and I got like 2 inches done. So, like I said, if you do not want to see the Fiddle Knits mystery shawl, then look away. I'm going to show you now. Hopefully, I'm trying to figure out how to... And there it is. This is the first clue, this top portion, and then this leafy type design goes into the second clue. So, I should really take a picture for my page. It's always so hard to show lace. Anyway, there it is. And I am using the Fiddle Knits fingering weight polka base for this in the Sailing colorway. And I really like the tonal effect of it. It's very nice. And I'm using my new Hiya Hiya interchangeable with the swivel base on the cable. Love it, love it, love it. And that's all I can say about it. I love the needles. The yarn is fabulous. It does have a slight vinegar smell, but really it's going to come out when you wash it a second time. So, but there it is. And like I said, I like to try and get each clue done before the next one comes out. So I got all this done in about a day, so I don't think that there's going to be any issue getting the rest of it done by the end of the week. The next clue will come out on Thursday, and if all goes well, I will have at least part of it done when I do the podcast on Saturday. And that's all the knitting that I have. That was it. And guess what? No spinning either. Nope. Yep, I did not even put the new bobbin on the wheel for the spinning. I'm working on the Rambouillet Captain Tight Pants colorway from the Into the World July Club. Didn't even put the new bobbin on. One day I started to, but then I knew that I was gonna have to get up and go do something else pretty soon, and I just didn't do it. Nope. So I didn't get any spinning done at all this week. I haven't even split the fiber in two. So I need to get back to that. Maybe I will do that. Maybe I'll do that this week. But I'm going to be so focused on getting the Inishbeg sweater done that maybe I won't. Who knows? I did want to mention the Anything Goes cowl. You guys are amazing. You are amazing me. We have 110 people that have participated so far, and we have 286 entries. 286. And what was my goal originally? Like a week into it was like 150. You've almost doubled it, and we still have a whole nother week. So keep them coming. Keep them coming. I love it. I can't wait to see what our final number is. I'm hoping that we can get to, I mean, at this point, we should be able to get close to 400. I mean, I think we've gone over 100 this week, and the week before, I think we did almost 100. So if we do another 100, we'll be very close to 400 by the end of the month. And I'm trying to decide what our next knit along will be for September. I've been thinking about a bunch of different things, and let me tell you some of the things that I've thought about. I've thought about doing snuggles for the animals for the month of September. I've thought about doing, setting a goal to do sock blanket squares. And then this morning, looking at my stash, I was looking at my stash trying to figure out what was going to be from the stash this week. Needless to say, there isn't going to be a from the stash segment this week because I could not make a decision. And I'm looking at my stash and looking at all the wool that I have in my stash, all the Cascade 220 and all of the Paytons and stuff that I bought specifically for slippers, which isn't all that interesting to look at from the stash, but I saw all this yarn and I'm thinking, well, maybe we should do a slipper knit along for September. So, and then I thought about doing some kind of getting the holiday knitting started. I don't know. Let me know what you think you'd like to do for September. I want to do some kind of a knit along. I'm thinking about doing socks in October, so I don't want to do socks, but I was thinking the sock yarn blanket for September because really, it's been months since I've done a sock yarn blanket square, and I need to have some kind of a reason to get back to it, I guess. So if you have any suggestions on what our knit along should be for September, please let me know on the Ravelry board. So, barmaids. Yes, we are having a drawing for barmaids this week. And have you bought your barmaids yet? I know a lot of people bought barmaids before, but what about, have you bought a new order? Have you tried out some of their new products? I've been using their ICE serum this week. It's supposed to help with wrinkles and preventing wrinkles, and I don't really have a problem with wrinkles yet, but I'm guessing that if I start using it now, maybe it will prolong my wrinkles. Who knows? I have pretty good genes. My mother has always looked, very well maintained. I mean, she's, 60, should be 60. How old am I? I think she'll be 63 this year. because I think I am 41. I always forget how old I am because I don't feel that old. So, but she looks fabulous, and she doesn't have a lot of wrinkles. So I have a lot of her same complexion. So hopefully I'll get lucky and I won't have a lot of wrinkles. But at least I'm preparing for it if I do. So go and check out the Barmaids and see their new products. I did get the sugar scrub with my last order, but I haven't had a chance to open it and use it yet. It's just been too crazy, and I haven't had a time that I can, have a pampering session. So, anyway. But we do have a $15 coupon to give away this week. And the lucky winner number is number 62. And that was Blessed and Joyful, Leah. So congratulations. Just get in contact with me and I will send you the coupon code so that you can place your order with Barmaids and get $15 off your order. So congratulations. Such a fabulous prize. Anyway, so I think that all I have left is to talk about the charities, and I already talked about the 3 Stitches podcast premium blanket drive that they're doing, and also Vicki from Dragonfly Soars podcast. She is doing the Susan G. Komen Walk in September, and she's still raising funds for that as well. And yeah, Lynn Zim, their race is today, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And I know she's got a bunch of prizes, so if you donated to that, I don't know when the prizes will be drawn or whatever, but yeah. I'm hoping to get back to doing my knitting. I've downloaded the 5th season of True Blood, thanks to Steve at Dramatic Knits. He got me into that series, and we watched season 4 last year, and this year when True Blood started for season 5, I told Steve, my husband Steve, that we needed to wait until the entire season was out before we watched it, because waiting from week to week to week has been torture. So I think this weekend is the last episode, because I've downloaded 11 episodes, and usually there's 12 or 13. So it's either this weekend or next weekend that's the final episode, I'm guessing. So we'll have 11 episodes to watch, and we won't be able to watch them that quickly. Usually if we watch shows during the week, we watch 1 or 2 shows in the evening. Now, if we sit down on a Sunday afternoon, we could watch 4 shows. But we'll see how that goes. But I also downloaded Weeds Season 8, which is another one that I think Steve got me watching, Steve from Dramatic Knits. And we watched seasons 1 through 7, and season 8, my husband has told me, is the last season. But I think they still have a couple more weeks to go, because I think they're only on episode number 8 of this season. But I'm hoping that that's what we're going to do for the rest of the afternoon. And then I have a VKN this evening with the girls from Knittopia. So that's it. So I hope your knitting blooms this week, and I hope you have lots of time for knitting. Talk to you next week. Bye for now. Okay, that was quick. I meant to talk about this when I talked about the Anything Goes knit along, and then I got sidetracked into what our next knit along is going to be. But I wanted to thank Julie, who is also known as Beardy Love on Ravelry, for her donation to the podcast. She sent another prize for the Anything Goes cow. So this is what she sent. She sent the yarn as well as a pattern. It's a kit for the Queen of Hearts socks which looks so cool. It's color work, and you've got all of the different suits and all of the yarn to do it. There's the yellow down in there, and this is yarn from the Unique Sheep, and it looks very, very cool. This sock, obviously it's a sock yarn, but I like it. It looks like a 2-ply with a really nice twist on it. So thank you, Julie, for your donation, and I'm sure that whoever has a chance to win this will thank you as well. So thank you so much. And now that's all I have. You know, I closed up the camera, I turned off it, and I closed the camera, and I looked down at my notes, and I looked over on my chair, and I saw it, and so I'm glad I looked at everything to make sure I covered everything before I got up. Because usually I close it up and then tear everything down, and then I'll realize something later. But anyway, now that's all I have. So again, hope you have a great week. Bye.